I could easily perceive that all of the company began to regard me with a jealous eye before I had finished my answer. I could easily perceive that all the company began to regard me with a jealous eye before I had finished my answer, which I had no sooner done than the patriotic gentleman observed with a contemptuous sneer that he was greatly surprised how some people could have the conscience to live in a country which they did not love. When Goldsmith made his statement, when he presented his real sentiments about the statement presented by the gentleman of England, he could see that all the people, all the gentlemen who were present there, they began to see him with jealous eye. And before he had finished his answer, he could see this thing very easily. And the answer he has not completed. Before that, that patriotic gentleman, he observed, and by hateful sneer, he was very surprised. He said that how some people could have conscience to live in a country which they did not love. He is referring to Goldsmith, that he is living in England and he is not living this country, and to enjoy the protection of a government to which in their hearts they were inveterate enemies. And he has declared that Goldsmith is the enemy of that enemy of the government of that country. And finding that by this modest declaration of my sentiments, because Goldsmith had presented his real sentiments, he had forfeited the good opinion of his companions, and he gave them occasion to call his political principles in question. And well knowing that it was in vain to argue with men who were so very full of themselves, and he completely understood that there is no benefit or there is no use of making arguments with those people. So, what he did at that time, he said, I threw down my reckoning, retired to my own lodgings, and reflecting on the absurd and ridiculous nature of national prejudice and prepossessions, he was thinking about this absurd nature of national prejudices. Here, by making this statement or by presenting this example or incident from the life, Goldsmith has tried to present an example of the thinking of people, what the people of a country think about the people of other country. So this is not patriotism. According to Goldsmith, it is not patriotism that a person is thinking that the man who belongs to his country is very good, he is having all the good qualities, and he is criticizing the people of other country. So he was thinking about the nature of national prejudice. So national prejudice is presented here by explaining this incident. Further, Goldsmith says, among all the famous sayings of antiquity, there is none that does greater honor to the author or affords greater pleasure to the reader, at least if he be a person of a generous and benevolent heart, than that of the philosopher who, being asked what countryman he was, replied that he was a citizen of the world. These lines are the core of this whole essay. You can see here he is talking about an ancient philosopher, and he says, among all the famous sayings of ancient time, the saying which is having greatest honor, which provides greater honor to the author and which gives greater pleasure to the reader, if the reader is a person of kind heart, that saying is said by a philosopher. Here he refers to Socrates, Socrates, who who being asked, when he was asked that what countryman he was, that philosopher replied that he was a citizen of the world, that he belongs to the whole world. How few there are to be found in modern time who can say the same. Here Goldsmith presents his own views. He thinks that how many people are present in modern time who can say the same thing which was said by that philosopher, or whose conduct is consistent with such a profession. We are now becoming so much Englishman, Frenchman, Dutchman, Spaniard, or German that we are no longer citizen of the world. In present time, we are not considering ourselves that we are belonging to this whole world. We are confined in a limited space. So much the natives of one particular spot, we have become the native of a one particular place, or member of one petty society. We have become the members of one small society, that we no longer consider ourselves as the general inhabitants of the globe, or members of that grand society which comprehends the whole mankind. So here Goldsmith wants to say that the saying which was conveyed by philosopher Socrates, that he belonged to the whole world. He called himself as a citizen of the world. And here Goldsmith asks that, or tells us that in present time we are confined. We have confined ourselves to a limited space. We are no longer the inhabitant of the globe, or we are not becoming the member of that grand society which comprehends the whole humankind, whole mankind.